Everybody, have you heard the news? Everybody's gonna be golden blue. Yeah, that's right, you know it's true. Everybody gonna be golden blue. If you know what's good for you, then you better get out and go blue. Yeah, if you know what's good for you, you better get out and go blue. No matter what you do.
It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. Shout for the Trucker John Street on a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John Street. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. The Trucker John live stream is gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Oh yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen. It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah, the Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. It's gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit, hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always
Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John.
Okay, making sure my mic is on. Mic is on. Hey, good morning, everybody. Here we are, Friday morning. It is 9:08 Pacific time, July 5th. And for some reason, Siri came on. Siri, I don't need you right now. How hot is it? It's already getting warm. It is 96 degrees already. We're supposed to get a high of 112. And it's only going to get hotter. I saw during the week, it's going to be getting up. We're going to be hovering close to 120 by the weekend. It's going to be 117, 118, 119. Crazy hot. All right, so we got Jolie. Hey, there's Jolie up there with the wrench. Mad Max, Slava Ukraini. Teresa, hey Teresa, good to see Teresa. The hugger greeter in the driver's lounge. Good old Mike H representing the maggot faction is here. Jackie's here. Good to see Jackie. And let's see, we got I guess that's it. 16 watching, 14 thumbs ups. All right, guys. So I thought I would come on today. Hey, there's Robert Perez. Top of the morning to you, Johnny, and all you, the beautiful Democratic blue voters out and about. All right, Robert. Good to see Robert in here. Yeah, I hope you guys had a great 4th of July. Tieki, I'm using this time my real name. All right, Teresa. Guess I won't call you hugger greeter now. But yeah, I hope everybody had a good 4th of July. We did a little bit yesterday. I showed a little bit of the wonderful Las Vegas fireworks, which are wonderful, but I mean, I was not in the best spot, I guess. So, but we got a little bit of it done there. We got a little bit of festivities with the fireworks. Mike H, you're special. I saw that the first time you wrote it. I guess you just really wanted me to say it. Thank you. Yes, I am special. I know you meant it in a derogatory sense, but whatever, dude. I'd rather be special than a fucking no good piece of shit maggot. All right. Gerald Moran is here. Good morning, Gerald. Good to see Gerald. Over here in the driver's lounge. All right, yeah, so as far as I know, Hal Sparks is off this morning. Andrea did post on Discord that there might be an afternoon show for Hal. It all depends on the travel things. The way he's traveling and everything, I would say he's probably not going to, but you don't know. Just keep an eye open or an ear open or some sort of device open, and we'll see. As far as me doing an afternoon show, well, I usually don't do them on Fridays anyhow, so I don't think I'm going to do a Friday show. Just today. Today's my special day, as Mike H would say. I'm special. So we'll see you today, and then I think Hal will be on tomorrow. Hopefully live. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't think he's. If things break down, he might do like a best of or have. I don't know if he's going to have a replacement host, but he should be on tomorrow for sure, I think. The odds of him being on tomorrow are much more likely than him being on this afternoon. Let's see. We got... Teresa said, yes, a nice 4th, but went by too fast. Yeah, everything goes by fast, it seems like, So enjoy whatever it is that you got while you got it, while it's here, because time just keeps marching on. Julie says, John is very special, but not in the same way you are. We got Jackie and Sejas here. Holy crap, Trucker didn't blow himself up in the 4th. I did not, because I did not play with any fireworks. So, kept myself safe. But I did drive around last night. After the fireworks show, I did some Ubering, and you know, there were lots of people, you know, shooting off their illegal fireworks all over the place, giving us extra fireworks shows. Teresa says, I'm a proud non-MAGA person and never will be, especially me not being a conservative and cannot stand the Republican Party. Okay, Mike H., I guess you are stuck on, I guess you're stuck. Mike H., I guess, is a bot, apparently, and is stuck. Someone needs to, I don't know, give him a couple of good whacks on the back. I think he's stuck. His keyboard is stuck. Anyhow, moving this around a little bit. Let's move that around a little bit. So anyhow, guys, what's going on? I was looking at some of the headlines and just checking it out. See what was going on in the world today. Look at the top stories from Ground News. Let's see, we had some shootings in Chicago, one dead in Philadelphia, multiple people injured after errant fireworks shoot into a crowd at stadium of fire. Oh, I guess it was in Provo, Utah. Let's see, we got one. Trump challenges Biden to no holds barred presidential debate. Prove his competence. That is from the New York Post from 51 minutes ago. So there's that. Here's from Raw Story. Everyone is miserable. White House insiders describe staffers' despair amid uncertainty. So they say that people are, they claim that White House aides and Biden campaign staff are reportedly miserable as fear mounts that President Biden will be unable to continue his re-election campaign or serve a second term. And of course, Fox News runs with that story. And I guess I've got, in order to get into the stories, I'm supposed to put my email in and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I know, but you know, all I got to say about any of this Biden stepping down bullshit is, you know, I will vote for whoever the Democratic nominee is going to be, and I believe that should be Joe Biden. I think he's fine, and I'm not really worried about it. I think that it does get a lot of clicks. I just clicked on a story because of that. So that it's all clickbait at this point. Just remember, you know, we talk about this all the time. What's the alternative? I mean, we could have Trump and really bring on the demise of this country. That's how serious it is. It's like, do you want your country? Do you want democracy? Do you want to be ruled and guided by the Constitution, or do you want a dictator in Donald Trump? It's pretty simple. It makes it really simple for me. I know who I'm going to be voting for. I'm going to be voting for Democrats. Joe Moran, the Heimlich. Mike H. would appreciate it. Teresa says, does the heat bring out weirdos? Yeah, that and full moons or something. I don't know. Seyhouse says, fireworks shot into a crowd. We used to call that a Faith No More concert. Mike H, are you a doctor, or are you do you? I mean, how do you go around saying that someone that you never met in your life, you know? So how do you say that? You know, because you know, for every gaffe or blunder or time that he's misspoke, you could point out just as many times, if not more, that Trump has done the same thing. So if you want to say, based on what you've seen on video or whatever, that you think Biden has dementia, then I think you'd have to say the same thing about Trump, because he's always bumbling and stumbling and saying, and he just says some weird, out of left field bullshit. So I don't know. Keith Polite's there. Hey Keith, good to see you. Says clickbait about Biden's age needs to be replaced by warnings about Project 2025. Absolutely. That's the game plan. Project 2025. Get Trump in office, and then just start taking over all the civil service jobs and just work from within. Roxanne Armfield's here. Good morning to you, Roxanne. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. We're just hanging out today. Just thought we'd hang out since good old House Sparks is off today. I mean, it's not like off, like he took a day off. He's traveling, right? I don't want to make it sound like he's just got his feet up on a desk somewhere and, No, I mean, he's out traveling, working his ass off. He's coming from his family get-together there for 4th of July. I believe he's flying into probably Idaho and then I don't know. Now, I don't know. I know he's playing in Jackpot. He might be flying into Las Vegas. I don't know, but he's got to get to Jackpot, which is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. It's a casino right at the, it's an Idaho-Nevada state line situation. And they're right on the Nevada side of the state line there. And it's up on highway, I want to say it's 93? Or whatever it is, or I think it's 93. I've been there. I've parked my truck in that parking lot where Powell's going to be playing. He's going to be playing with Nerd Halen, I believe tonight and tomorrow, or maybe tomorrow and Sunday. I don't know, but he's flying to Jackpot for a gig in Jackpot, Nevada, and I've actually parked my truck in that parking lot a few times over the years, and I've eaten breakfast in the restaurant there. I never stayed there. I never got a room there. I just always parked, my truck there. All it is a little state line town. It has, I think, maybe two hotel casinos, and then maybe there's like an RV park, a couple of stores, and that's about it. But but a lot of people from Idaho come down there, from like southern Idaho to go gambling. It's one of those deals. So anyhow, that's what Hal's doing. He's traveling to get to there. So he's no show this morning. So I thought, hey, I'll just come on. We can hang out, shoot the shit. And just see what comes up. See what comes of it. Mad Max says, I wish the CIA would do the job we're paying them for, damn it. I don't know what that's in reference to. You might want to elaborate, because I haven't heard anything about the CIA and not doing the job or whatever. We got, what's up? Mad Max says, what's up to Seha. And Teresa says, just wondering, is all at Mike H? I don't know what is all at Mike H. Roxanne Mad Mac, good morning. And then, oh yeah, so Mike H, yeah, he's stuck. He's stuck on his keyboard or something is stuck because it just repeats. He's on repeat mode. I guess that's what happened to bots. Sometimes bots get stuck and someone has to go and like hit a certain key to get them on the next subject or something. Sayhouse says, Mad Mac, I need to fix my mower, but it rained, so I'm being lazy. That's not being lazy, my man. That's taking advantage of the situation. Jolie says, Mike H, if you don't have anything new to offer in the chat, it's going to be an early day for you. I guess the trick is I'm supposed to. I already addressed that issue though. I already said that that Mike H is full of shit, basically. I don't know. You gonna move on? What's your next talking point, Mike H? Okay. No one in here, other than you, believes that Biden has dementia. Okay. I guess that's the trick. Is to get me to say it. And then that sort of like puts it out there. I guess that's the trick. I guess that's the troll trick. I guess. I don't know. Biden has addressed this, and hey, look, we all know that he's old. Biden knows that he's old, and we all know that he has a stutter. We know that he's trying to get the word up, like I'm doing right now. Sometimes I do the same thing. Maybe I have dementia. I don't know. But I'll just say this: hey, man, I'd rather have a demented Joe Biden than just a crazy batshit moron like Donald Trump any day of the week. It doesn't matter. Anything you say about Joe Biden is still better than Trump. Because Trump, no matter what, okay, I could call him a moron all morning long. I think that's what I was trying to say. It doesn't matter. What matters is we've already seen what Trump does. We've got a 4-year history of his presidency, and we saw what a royal fuck up that Donald Trump was. So why in fucking God's name would we want to repeat any of that? Why would anyone want to repeat the complete and utter disaster that was the Trump administration, the Trump presidency? It was a total disaster, and we have over 3 years of Biden, and almost 16 million jobs have been created. They just had another jobs report come through where 206,000 new jobs were created last month. They just keep rolling along. We just keep rolling along with this economy. Wages are up. Inflation is lowering and dropping. We have the best economy in the world by far. We are the envy of the world economically. Why in the fuck would anyone in their right mind not want to reelect Joe Biden? And why in the fuck would anyone in their right mind want to go back to the Trump travesty? Which it was a total nightmare and a total fuck up. So, people like Mike H, you're fake. I mean, you might be real, but you're a phony. You don't really mean what you say. You just think that, I don't know, I guess you're just putting party over anything else. I don't know, over your common sense. So Mike H, Jolie Shobi Love. I think that's why Mike H comes here. It might be the only place that he goes where he gets any attention. Mike H was probably some just sad, lonely little person living in someone's basement. And this is the only place that he gets any kind of attention whatsoever. Anyhow, so hey, there's William. Says saying hey to everybody. Keep it important to hear what Biden says and not how he says it. Yep, and we know the guy has a stuttering problem, and we know that he's old, so he's a little slower than he used to be. Like I said, that is still better than Trump. Mike H, say something new here. Inflation man Biden. Well, inflation's coming down, and inflation, even at the high of our inflation, coming out of the terrible Trump economy, was still lower than the rest of like European nations and the other G7 nations or whatever. And ours is now dropping and dropping and dropping. Inflation's dropping and lowering, and we're doing the best of all the other industrialized nations. So, and most of that inflation was coming out of the pandemic. It was supply shock, and then once we finally did get the the supply chains going, then it became greedflation. So you want to cry, Mike H, about inflation? Go complain to the companies that are reaping the hugest profits in the history of business. In the history of all time history, they are making the biggest profits that has ever been made, and they continue to raise their prices. They don't need to do that. It's just greed. So if you are complaining about inflation, you should be upset with them, not Joe Biden. Because for the most part, it has nothing. Inflation has very, very little to do, at least in this situation, about Joe's policies on the economy. You can place most of that on the greed of these corporations. Hey, Jill Marine, greedflation. There you go. Mike H, if anyone's lying, it's you. You are the biggest fucking liar I've ever seen in my life, Mike H. Tawada 106 is here. Hey, Tawada, haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Says that MAGA was having a meltdown that gas were lower over the 4th. Yeah, I mean, gas prices are lower. And of course, they don't like that because that makes Biden look good or whatever. They don't want anything that would get Biden into a positive light. Hey, MJ Daniels here. Good to see MJ. Riding with Biden all the way. He needs a solid Democratic majority. Yes, let's get him the Congress he needs. It's not only important that we get Biden in the White House, which is very vitally important, but let's get the Congress to back him up. Let's get the House back. Let's keep the Senate. Vote blue, no matter who. Check your voter registration, vote.org. Make sure you're registered. Keep up on it, especially if you're in a red state. Because it's important that you vote in the red states too. Even if you're outnumbered, it's still important because you might feel like you're the lonely little blue dot surrounded by red dots, but there's more of you than you might know, than you might think. So it's important for Democrats that are in red states or red counties or red areas to make sure you participate and vote, get your voice heard. Because believe me, if a Republican wins a district like a House district, or if it's a local election or whatever, and if they win by 70 to 30, let's say %, that's a huge blowout. And it's like we're really kicking ass here. But if it's 60-40 or 55-45 or whatever, if the closer the gap it is, it could get people to go, whoa, wait a minute, maybe we're not as as ruby red as we thought, you know. And they have to be aware of the Democratic presence, you know. Hey, Jeannie's here. Good to see Jeannie. Thanks for being here in the driver's lounge. Jolie says, all MAGA know how to do is parrot what they hear on Fox and Newsmax. One-trick ponies. Yeah. They are little lemmings. MJ Daniel, lowest in the world close to it. Sayhouse says it. Mike H. Let's make it simple. Trump is an adjudicated rapist. Keep standing behind him. Just stay the fuck away from me and my kids. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how this is close. A close race. Other than the fact that the right-wing media, the mainstream media, they want a horse race, so they prop up Trump. They give Trump a lot of free advertising and free publicity because they want this horse race, all for ratings, all in the name of ratings. And it's ridiculous, and it's disgusting. And so the Republicans, the maggots, the right-wing media, they're going to back a rapist. But yet, Biden maybe has a few little gaffes, and it's like, oh, he has to step down. There's a total, it's so, disproportionate, or it's such bullshit. The difference in the way Trump gets treated and the way Biden gets treated. You know, we all know that Biden has a stuttering issue. And so if he stumbles and says the wrong thing, oh my God, it's the end of the world. But over here on the other side, you got Trump, adjudicated rapist, 34 felonies he just got convicted of. Felonies. With a whole slate of more cases to follow. And yet, there's never any call for, Trump to step down. And that's what I've been saying about the New York Times and other of these type of outlets. They call for Trump for Biden to step down, but they give Trump a free pass, a free ride. It's disgusting. I mean, where's the fairness? Where's the objectivity? I mean, yeah, if you want to say, comment on Biden's debate performance and point out, how that looked, that's fine. But you can't ignore the fact that Trump has all these other horrible things that he has going that far outweigh Biden. Biden is not a felon. Biden, there's never been like sexual accusations or anything against Biden. It's all against Trump. You got to bring that shit up. You can't just ignore that. You can't just act like, it's just so, I guess, to me and to most of us, it seems so obvious, how they're slanting and they're tilting the playing field as much toward Trump as they can, and at the risk of really destroying the country if Trump gets reelected. Keith Lee says the shift to entertainment news was the focus of a 1977 superhero movie network, which gave us the line, "I'm mad as hell, not going to take it anymore." Yeah, I saw that movie when it came out. I've never seen that. And the shift, that movie pointed it out. And then I guess the real shift really happened. I don't know if it was from the Clinton signing the Fairness Doctrine, or, but there was a shift, and that was after network, way after, but where news had to be entertainment. It had to get ratings. Whereas the old days, it was, hey, this is like a this is like a public service. We're providing news, and we're just going to report objectively. We're just going to report the facts. Just the facts, ma'am. It might be a little dry, it might be a little boring, but we're just going to present the facts. We're not here to entertain you. We're here to inform you. And then that all changed when news was put in the entertainment department. And then it was like, okay, now you got to get ratings. Now we're in a ratings war. And that's ridiculous. That it shouldn't be that way. News should be just about the news. It shouldn't be about entertainment. MJ Daniel says the Republicans with DJT had a full majority and did nothing they promised and did nothing for the average person. All they did was lower taxes for the rich people, and they started stripping away like a lot of EPA regulations. So Jolie went ahead and timed out Mike H. Which I guess is for the best, because it doesn't really have anything worthwhile to contribute other than just these kind of one-line talking points. Hey, there's Ken QB. Good to see Ken QB. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being in the chat. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe and share button for me if you would. That'd be great. Ken QB says, in my area, there are times where the Republicans run unopposed. I leave those races blank. The total tells the Republicans that I do not want them. Roxanne is saying hi to MJ. Let's see. Kid QB, Mike H is stuck in Porky's. I remember that movie. I remember liking that movie. Let's see here. Carrie C, hello, I'm late. Was stuffing my face. That's fine. Good, just glad you're here now. So thanks for checking in and hanging out with us. Don O'Leary is here. Good to see Don. Did you see the convicted felon DJT and what he said about Biden and Harris? I did not see that. Was that from today? We got Mish. Mish is here. Good to see Mish. Thanks for stopping in. Mr. Spock is here. And I will try this again. It seems like I'm getting worse at this. I was getting better at it for a while, and now I feel like I'm getting worse. But live long and prosper over there. Keith Polite, Reagan killed the fairness doc. Oh, it was Reagan that did that. Clinton signed in another one. Yeah. So yeah, it was Reagan who did that, and then that's when we started seeing the real switch from news being a public service to news being entertainment. Hey, Suzanne Forresepi says here, I'm preparing for barrel guys. I don't know what those are. Mr. Spock, just got my truck towed away to get fixed. Oh, okay. I thought it got towed away because you were like parking illegally or something. So yeah, get that truck fixed. Seha says, let's see, what does this button do? I don't know what that's about. Oh, Seha gifted 5. That's the button. Gifted Trucker John membership. Thank you so much, Seha. That's so nice of you. That helps us out, grow the show a little bit, keep us going, and get some people involved here with those memberships. So I appreciate that so much. Very, very nice of you. And there we go. We see the people that got those. All right, awesome. Thanks, Seha. That's really cool. MJ Daniel says, didn't DJT and Republicans get rid of the Obama rail regulation that led to a toxic spill in Ohio, and they want to deregulate everything? Insane. Yeah, I don't know specifically. That's probably right. I remember as soon as Trump got elected, I remember one of the first things he did was strip away some EPA protections that had to do with coal ash and the way they have to retain it and keep it out of, fresh water supplies or whatever, out of, streams and rivers, and so it doesn't contaminate, drinking water. And he stripped that out of the way. And of course, right away they had those big coal ash leaks that contaminated huge amounts of water. And then he has the nerve in his speeches to go, "I'm for clean water. I got the cleanest water, cleanest air ever of anybody." And you see, he just lies, and everything he does is like opposite of world, Hey, there's Donna O. Hey, John. Hey to everybody. Good to see Donna O. Thanks for coming in here to the driver's lounge. Keith Polite. Oh, no, Mr. Spock says, my son is coming over and doesn't know I'm getting the truck fixed. When he shows up, he will come in and say, what happened to the truck? I'm going to pretend I don't know what the fuck happened to it. That's funny. And there's Keith Polite saying, broadcast news back in the day didn't need to generate a profit. It was considered public service, which is what I said earlier. So we're on the same wavelength there. Hey, Michael Andrews, good to see you, Michael. Laughing out loud, Mr. Spock. Thanks for coming on by. Seha as a member for 3 months. I got a free membership yesterday, paying it forward. Hey, Seha, that's cool, man. That's pretty awesome. Thanks so much. MJ Daniel says, before the U.S. government started regulating the meat and food, thousands would die from food poisoning every year. Do we want to bring that back? The GOP is out of control. Yep. They sure are. They are just it's like a twofold thing. There's people that they want like a dictatorship, or they want everything to be their way. They just want everyone to be Christian, their brand of Christianity, not some other thing, and they want everyone to live their life the way they see it. They really don't want freedom. They only want freedom for themselves, and then they want everyone to be just like they are. But then the upper echelons of the Republican Party, the head, like whether it's Trump, whether it's other people up in the party, they are really kowtowing to the rich oligarchs, who really all they're seeing is they just want profit. So they don't want regulations and they don't want taxes, and that's really what they are in existence for. That's their usefulness. If they can't get those things done, if they can't lower taxes, and if they can't do away with regulations, then they are of no use to them, and they will not back them. And hopefully it'll be to their own detriment. Hopefully enough of us will say, hey, we're not going to take, we are mad as hell, and we're not going to take it. And we're going to show up in huge numbers in November. It's not only going to be Rovember. It's not just Rovember anymore. It's fucking the immunity case. It's just the capitulation of the Supreme Court. All these things, I think, are going to lead Democrats to the polls in numbers we've never seen. I mean, we were breaking records in 2020, I think, and I think we're going to break those records as far as voting and turnout, and kind of shutting out the Republican Party. I hope, anyhow. But we got to show up and we got to vote. There's Mish and Michael McAndrews saying hello. Michael McAndrews, I survived last night's chat. But did you get the T-shirt? That's what I need to get a T-shirt. I survived Trucker John's chat. Ken QB, oligarch model, reduce regulations and limit torts. Tort reform, yeah, they were big in that. Remember that was a big thing. All this tort reform bullshit. Say how it says, wake up the sleeping giants. Yeah, we need to wake up. All these, just think of just all the registered Democrats would vote, we would never lose an election. There are so many registered Democrats that don't even bother to vote. I mean, millions. And they need to wake up. Jolie says, happy truckiversary to Seha. Mr. Spock, Johnny Million might be on later. Oh, okay, cool. I like Johnny Million. He jams. He jams on that. He makes that guitar talk. Can QB, a company can sell dangerous products, goods, and if the public sues. And if the public sues. If the public sues 3. Yeah, is that about the tort reform? Putting limitations on awards and things like that, I think is what we're talking about. Roxanne says, last night seemed pretty lively. MJ Daniel, the wealthy and powerful will mostly do fine under the kind of oligarch dictatorship the Republicans seem to want, much like Russia. And you know what, though, I was thinking, you know, the wealthy and powerful, they're playing a kind of a dangerous game. Because at some point, if that dictator gets too powerful, like Putin, he's put a lot of oligarchs over there in prison and taken away their riches if they didn't get in line. And that was to send a message to the other oligarchs, say, look, I'm the one that has the power here, not you guys. So they're playing a dangerous game. There's kind of a fine line. Can be sues, the penalties are limited. Yep, that's the tort reform. Cat hit enter. Oh, that their damn cat thinks the cat wants to play too. The cat says, "Hey, I'm a truckler too." Michael McAndrews, the video afterwards at night was cool. Oh, but but before that, not so cool. Like apparently. Michael McAndrews, it seems we have a lot to repair once we get the criminal Republicans out. Well, we always do. We Democrats, we always have to clean up after the Republicans. Always. Because that's what they do. They come in, they fuck everything up, and then we come in and clean it up, and then the voters, I guess, get complacent, and they don't show up, and then we get all the Tea Parties taking over the Congress. And then we get a Donald Trump and MAGA. Now we've got Biden cleaning everything up, setting us in the right direction. Are we going to go back, even if Biden wins re-election, are we going to go back after that in 2028? Are we going to just sit at home and not vote and let the Republicans take over again and fuck everything up again? And then after 4 or 8 years after that, and then we get a Democrat in, and then we got to clean all that shit up again? Aren't you guys tired of it? I know I'm tired of this back and forth bullshit. We got to stop this pendulum swing. We got to just keep it in the Democrats, in the majority, and Democrats in the White House for as long as we can, because this back and forth shit is getting old. And it's not good. Because in the long run, it puts us behind where we need to be. MJ Daniel, be careful what you wish for. Not sure what I wished for. Big Hook's here. Hey, good to see Big Hook. It says FDR knew that the answer was to handicap the snakes of society. Taxation of 90% on the richest after a set maximum charge or maximum of earnings, and 80% of corporations with the ability to reduce in what they invested. Yeah. We used to have those high tax rates on the very upper income limits levels, and so actually that encouraged reinvestment, because then they had smaller taxable income. So that encouraged them to put money into the company, into research and development, or into even wages, or anything like that. Walter Makarovich is here. Good morning to Walter. Good to see you. It says, good morning, Trucker John, and to all in the chat. Did you see how Republicans are calling 2025 project not promoted by Trump? The real name is now Agenda 47. What a lie. Well, I thought those were two different things. I thought they had Agenda 47, which was to get Trump reelected or whatever. But then they also had the Project 2025 going. Sam says, I only remember one guy Trucker John banned, forgot his name. Point being, easy to survive a Trucker John stream. I accidentally banned somebody, I think. That was, what's his face? What was his name? Maybe we shouldn't even say his name, but it was that one guy who was an asshole all the time. Mr. Spock says, the system sucks, playing you, creating unnecessary fake stress. It's BS. Humanity deserves better for everyone. Logic. Jolie, Mish says, Jolie, first one was me, second one, well, Big Hook made me do it. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Big Hook says, in Citizens United, abolish lobbyists, fully fund government agencies to take America into the future. It needs to get all the billionaire tax cheats. And in order to do that, it's going to take Democrats with the numbers. It's going to need expansion of the court, or impeachment of these judges, these justices like Scalia and Thomas for sure. And as far as I'm concerned, the others too. But I think we've got the goods on Alito and Thomas. I mean, I think it just seems patently obvious that they should be removed and replaced. But yeah, we can say that all day long about ending this and ending that, but it really comes down to the elections, because the elections have consequences. Let's see. Sayal says, MMM Big Hook shadow banned me. He mad. Oh, Big Hook shadow banned you? I don't. How do you shadow ban someone? Steve says, hey y'all, I just got an email. Someone gifted me a membership. Thank you. I believe that was Seha. So you can thank Seha. But good you're here. Glad to see you. Walter Makarovich says, yeah, you're right, Trucker John, but they now have this TV ad saying Trump doesn't support Project 25, only Agenda 47. Oh. Okay, well, then I guess that must be true. I guess, yeah, if Trump said it, it must be true. Hey, Mish says, talking about Franklin getting extra mealworms, TJ. That's what you guys are talking about, huh? Let's see. Jackie says, hello, Big Hook Walter. Say, no, I see you now, Big Hook. Big Hook, I guess I was glitching. Glitching. It all works. Let's see. So Roxanne's there. Seha's talking in there, saying hi to everybody. Everybody's just saying hello. Hello. I'm almost done with my coffee. I hate that when I'm done with my coffee. Because I want more. I want more, please. Big Hook says, say how I have only blocked a certain Wes who was spreading Russian misinformation that I couldn't stand. Okay. I could understand that, I guess, yeah. I understand what you're talking about on that one. All right, so what's going on? What else is going on? Anything else exciting going on? Pastor Bodaster's here. Good to see the good pastor, who's not really a pastor, but it rhymes with Bodaster, so it's clever. But good to see Pastor Bodaster. Let's see. I was just going to see anything else going on with these headlines. See, the thing about this is I can't really. All I can see is headlines. If I try to get into the story, then it wants me to like enter a bunch of other shit, and I don't still feel like doing that right now. Don't feel like doing it right now. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Just says Biden is heading to Wisconsin to kick off a critical weekend for the 2024 campaign. So if you're in Wisconsin, I don't know what city here in the headline, it doesn't say. I guess if I clicked on it, it might say. Going to Madison. Arrive at Madison's Dane County Airport around 12:30 and depart at 3:40. So he's going to get out, then make a speech, and then fly on somewhere else, I guess. President Biden to visit Wisconsin today. So that's a bunch of headlines on that. Biden's going to Wisconsin over there. Vatican excommunicates former U.S. ambassador, declares him guilty of schism. What the fuck is schism? The Supreme Court restores absentee ballot drop boxes. And this is also from Wisconsin. It says, ballot drop boxes returning to Wisconsin following top court decision. The Wisconsin Supreme Court ruled Friday to allow the use of ballot drop boxes in any location, overturning a previous limitation set 2 years ago. Justice Ann Walsh Bradley, a liberal justice, emphasized that local election clerks have discretion in using and locating drop boxes, equating it to giving the ballot directly to the clerk. The court's 4-3 ruling affirmed that drop boxes can be utilized anywhere, giving clerks the freedom to decide their usage. So that's a good news thing. I think the ballot boxes help in voter turnout. And that's in Wisconsin, which, too bad we don't see that going on in Georgia and Alabama and, places like that. Texas. Here's a story about the U.S. economy adds 206,000 jobs in June, higher than forecast. Job growth in the U.S. slowed last month, but the labor market remains strong, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Economists expected employers to add 190,000 jobs with a 4% unemployment rate per FactSet consensus estimates. June's job gains were widespread, mainly in the public sector, with 70,000 jobs added, particularly local government, excluding education. 206,000 jobs for June. And there are people that want us to stop adding jobs, apparently. Which states could have abortion on the ballot in 2024? Arkansas organizers hope to join the list. So it says organizers of an effort to scale back Arkansas's abortion ban face a Friday deadline to submit enough signatures to try to put their proposal before voters in the November election. So Arkansas is trying to get that on their ballot. How might that affect the turnout? If they can get that on the ballot, that's why Republicans don't want it on the ballot, because they know that it's a huge issue. Even in Arkansas, if they get that on the ballot, that could be huge. You could get a huge turnout. And who knows what will happen? Who knows? I just saw another article or a headline about Arizona getting, I think abortion on the ballot, where they needed to get 300 and something thousand signatures in order to get it on it. They ended up getting well over 800,000 signatures. So it just showing how important this issue is going to be in November. The abortion issue, that is what's going to lose it for the Republicans, I believe. So that's a huge, huge thing. Let me go back here in the chat and see where we're at. Jolie says, I think Wes is still mad at us. I think so. I haven't seen Wes in a long time. I think I really hurt his feelings, because I thought he liked it. I thought he liked it when I talked mean to him. And I think I hurt his feelings because I said he was like a shitty teacher or something. And so Wes, if you're watching, I'm sorry. You know, sometimes I can be a little mean, I guess, to people. I know we lost. You don't like my music. I know he's gone. So to my own detriment, I will chase away my subscribers like an idiot. Michael McAndrew says, going to clean up my camper for next week, going to Burnt Lake, wherever that is. But hey, getting into a camper and going to a lake, even if it's called Burnt, sounds like fun to me. Ken QB at Big Hook West equal WW. Jupiter Judy's here. Hey, Jupiter Judy, good to see you. Just checked got.org for my registration. No registration, tried to register and said not legal address. Went to county website. I'm still registered, so double check everyone with your county. I don't know what got.org is. I heard of vote.org. And then that will lead you to your link for your state. Walter Makarovich, President Biden on ABC tonight, Eastern Pacific, don't forget. Oh yeah, that was part of the interview that House started playing, I guess, the other day. And I think it's going to be 3 parts to that. I think that's the one, or am I thinking of a different one? Because this is Stephanopoulos. The one that Hal was showing, that wasn't Stephanopoulos. That was another dude. So I don't know. Miles Horns here. Hey, good to see you, Miles. Any relation to Mike H, I wonder. Splitting a religion. Oh, the schism, the comment. Maybe that's what it's about. Good question, Miles. Jupiter Judy, vote.org. Okay, yeah, so vote.org should lead you to whatever state you're in's link. Steve, a schism is a tear. So yeah, so Miles was asking, maybe that was talking about breaking away or causing a rift in the Catholic Church, maybe going against the Pope in whatever the Pope was saying. But whatever, I didn't go into that story, so I don't know. Let's see, we got say how you know race schism, Mark schism, commune schism. Seyhal's laughing out loud. That's his own little joke there. Oh, look at this. Seyhal says a schism is a division between people, usually belonging to an organization, movement, or religious denomination. Thank you, Siri. Siri, ladies and gentlemen, Siri. Let's give it up. Let's give a really big hand to Siri, coming in with definition of schism. I did not request that. I think we kind of figured it out on our own, but thank you, Siri. Siri just wants to be a part of the show, apparently. So there you go. Mish says, is anyone streaming the interview or just ABC? I didn't know. That's a good question. Big Hook, Wes, I am talking about wanted to be the U.S. to stop funding Ukraine and that Ukraine surrender and accept a genocide fate. W is a free market absolutionist with libertarian views. Wow, that's quite an analysis there. Walter McGovern, ABC for sure, 8 p.m. Eastern. Jolie says, Wes and W are the same person. He has a few different accounts. We just outed him. Seha says, Big Hook, Dar's right. He had some bad ideas. That's right, I think. Big Hook, my guess is everyone will get fair access. Jolie says, Wes is watching. He's a lurker. Everyone's blaming their keyboards for stuff. I know it happens to me all the time. Pastor Bodaster, it's a Tool song too. Schism, I guess we're talking about. And William says it's a great song. Tool has a lot of great songs. Big Hook. Funny how people who have no government experience have such strong opinions on how Biden is no longer capable of handling the job despite 50 years as a public servant. They just want to use every little foible, every little, misspoken thing. Just they're desperate to find things to criticize Biden about. And so when Biden has a little stumble trying to get the right word out, that's what they have to go for, because they're not going to get him on anything else. They want to just create something where nothing really exists to try to demean him, And it's pretty disgusting. Sayhouse says, Big Hook, anyone can create 100 email addresses and argue their point for months. West didn't feel, so strongly about his idea. I can be relentless if I want to. Beach, great song. Pastor Bodaster, yes. Beach, Tool. Yes, we were talking about Tool. Roxanne says, so true, Big Hook. Pastor Bodaster, The Pod is another good song too. Michael McAndrews, we can all be wrong sometimes. Boy, ain't that the truth. Kid QB says, that is why the House GOP wanted the recordings of Hur's interviews. And Jupiter Judy, I have watched Biden for decades. That is not a problem. If it was, I feel he would say so as he wouldn't put the country in danger. It's politics, folks. It's politics. And so you got to, so much of it is bullshit. You got to cut through the bullshit. Let's cut through the bullshit. And that's what I try to do. And we have a 4-year record of Trump as president. All you got to do is look at that and see what a fucking unmitigated disaster it was. And how it led to the unnecessary deaths of at least 500,000 people. I know there are people in here that'll say it's 1 million. I know it's widely reported that it's at least 500,000 unnecessary deaths. That doesn't mean that's the total deaths. That's the number of unnecessary deaths, because there was going to be deaths with this pandemic. But because of the way Trump mishandled it, and he did it intentionally, just listen to the tapes from Woodward, right? Bob Woodward. He intentionally handled it that way. And that led to at least 500,000 unnecessary deaths. That alone should make him where people would never want him anywhere near the levers of power ever again. Just that one thing alone. And there's a whole bunch of other things that he did that were just horrendous. You know, and we have this first term of Joe Biden where the economy has been doing gangbusters. But people don't know it. When people are polled, they don't know that. They think the economy is terrible because the right-wing media and the mainstream media, the right-wing media is lying. And they're saying that this is the worst. They repeat the Trump, one of his talking points when Trump says this is the worst economy in the world, this is the worst economy in history. And then the right-wing media will just repeat that and the maggots swallow that up whole. But the mainstream media, they might not be saying that, but they don't report all the great things that the economy is doing. They just kind of ignore it. And through doing that, that benefits Trump. So, you know, all I ask the mainstream media is just report the goddamn news. Just report the fucking news, man. Instead of picking like what story you're gonna promote Trump and just ignore the good things of Biden. That's bullshit, man. That's such bullshit. Mainstream media, do your goddamn jobs and report all of the news. Don't cherry pick it to favor one side over the other. That's all I fucking ask from the mainstream media. Fucking have some integrity. Have some journalistic integrity. You guys were all taught this in journalism school. I took journalism classes. I took journalism 101. I know. The first things they teach you is to be objective. And to just put out the facts. You don't editorialize. You don't, it's not an opinion piece. When you're writing a news story is about the news. You know, and you get attribution, you get sources, and you get multiple sources to verify the validity of a story. Do your goddamn jobs and do it the way you were taught in journalism school. That's the problem with our news media. Like we were talking earlier about, it's all about fucking ratings. That's got to stop. It's got to stop. Big Hook says, funny how Woodward made 3 books on Trump, but none of Biden, but thinks he, after one stumble, should step down. Yeah, exactly. That's goes back to my point earlier. Like, people want to say that Biden should step down, but they don't say the same about Trump. I mean, how could you say that about Biden, but not about Trump then? I mean, for a variety of reasons. Michael McAndrews, I wish I were a birdie in the sky. I'd fly so high, I'd probably cry. I don't know why. I must be high. That was all rhyming words. Jupiter Judy, stop putting up false stories for the news. Yeah, I don't want to hear your opinion. Yeah, Pastor Bastard, it's about ratings. I know. That's what I've been saying. And they need to stop this ratings bullshit. It needs to be about providing a public service, of getting the news out to the masses. And it needs to be good, reliable, objective reporting. And if they're not doing news, then they need to get news out of their title. Because news is news. It's not entertainment. It's not opinion. It's none of that shit. It's news. Michael McAndrews says, we saw many people let us down and not stop Dumpy Stump long ago. We saw the media prop up Donald Trump and give him a platform that equaled billions of dollars of free publicity. In 2016, we saw that. And we're still seeing it today. Me says it was originally a pot, marijuana reference, switched to a cooking pot. I guess we're talking about tools still. Matthew Hannon says, howdy, talking guy. Well, hello, Matthew. Good to see you. Thanks for coming into the driver's lounge. I guess I'm the talking guy, I guess, because I'm talking and I'm a guy. Mish says, there's the proof of the brainwashing of MAGA. Yeah, and that's primarily from Fox so-called news. News, guys, news. And then, of course, branching out from that with Newsmax and OAN and then the radio presence that is a 24/7, 365, multiple stations in the same market of just continual bullshit being, blasted into their eardrums. It's a cult, says Mish. Yep. Big Hook. Look at what Hillary had against her. Republicans and Benghazi, Assange releasing the hacked emails from Russia, bots, Rudy, Comey, and Trump. Yeah. It was a huge campaign. Misinformation, disinformation. Assange giving information to the Russians, by the way. Jupiter Judy through Roger Stone, I believe. But however it was, but there was this channel to Russia, and then Russia using their skills as disinformation conduit or whatever, they and then they got all that pulling information from Mannion, Paul Mannion. It just was really stacked up against her, and even with all that, she still got over 3 million more votes than Trump did. But because of the Electoral College, didn't matter. They knew how to work that Electoral College. Jupiter Julie says, say how I have an opinion off the news that I read or see. I don't need someone giving me their opinion when they live in a different life. They live a different life in a different part of the country. There's places for the opinion. It's called the editorial page of the newspaper, or an opinion section of a channel or whatever. There's a place for that, but it's not on the headline news section. Mish says Trump is gaining support. We need to get our shit together and stand by our guy and his administration. I agree. We need to stand by Biden. We need to stand for him. Give Biden all of our support and all down ticket. But I don't know if Trump is gaining support, actually. I mean, I think there has been polling done that shows that Biden actually, gained more support in the polls after that debate. Because people saw what a fucking liar that Trump was. And lots of people that like you and me, all of us trucklers, all of us sparklers, we've been watching House Sparks, and we watch those rallies all the time, right? So we know what a shit show the Trump administration, the Trump campaign is, and what Trump is. But for the debate, there are a lot of people that it's really the first time they've actually sat down and watched Trump, and they saw what a buffoon he is. And they were like, oh my God, I'm not voting for this guy. And I think Biden actually picked up some points in the polling. Even though a lot of us were like, I was watching it. If you guys saw my show right after the debate, I was like, oh my God, that looked horrible. But I also said, hey, look, and I played the North Carolina part of that speech. and I say, hey, look, this is the Joe Biden right here. This is the one we want, and this is what we need. And, you know, I was like completely, you know, I wasn't giving up on Joe. I was just saying, hey, that did look bad. But I think I also said, Trump was a loud liar, and Biden was, you know, a quiet truth teller. And people saw that. People saw through that, and they saw what a complete, just bumbling, lying fool that Trump is. So it might not be as bad as we think, you know, like when we saw that. I mean, it seems like it didn't give, and it certainly didn't give Trump a big bounce or a big bump in his poll numbers. If anything, he's gone down a little bit. So, you know, but we got to keep it going. We got to keep it going. We got to keep promoting Biden and the Democrats with everything we got. Matthew Hannon, funny how democracy works. And Alvin Stube is here. Hello, Alvin. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us in the chat room here. Michael McAndrew says, yep, William, I remember we saw them screw the fairness doctrine and move to entertainment news. Yep. That's what we've been talking about that today. I get really dry. Talking makes you get dry. Dry mouth. Jupiter Judy, polls are BS. Well, you know, some of them are. Some of them aren't. Matthew Hannon, comatose Biden greater than lucid Trump. Yeah, well, I wouldn't quite go to the comatose part, but definitely look a little out of it. Hey, Tim Farrell is here. If you are a citizen of free world, then your opinion about the leader of the free world matters. Mish says, I said not gaining support. Okay. Okay, I'm just trying to see what Trump is not gaining support, and we need to get our shit together and stand by our guy. Oh, okay. Did I say that he was getting support? I guess I must have misunderstood that. Sorry about that, Mish. But still, everything I said is true. But yeah, but I didn't mean to, say something that you didn't say. Jupiter Judy, polls don't give enough info today, like percentage of plus and minus, how any polled and what ages, part, etc. Like I say, some do, some don't. Some are better than others, more reliable than others. You know, there's an aggregate. You can get to the aggregate, and that's more of maybe a better indication, maybe, of what is more accurate. I was going to move that, but Jupiter Judy, I watch news from Europe, and everywhere I can see the whole story. So what is Europe saying, Jupiter Judy? What is their take? I know I think they think we're crazy. They're wondering what the crazy Americans are up to, and they're wondering how could America let a fucking crazy idiot like Trump, ever be the leader of this fucking great country. Jupiter Judy, where is Walter Cronkite? Well, his remains are in some grave somewhere. I know what you mean, though. Yeah, where is that type of a reporter? And it comes from the corporate head. They give the marching orders, so that if Walter Cronkite were alive today, let's say a young Walter Cronkite in his prime, and he was the anchor, a news anchor, and the head of the company, the media company or media division, says, "Hey, we're killing this story. I don't want you to run this story. I don't want you to talk about this. I want you to talk about this thing instead." Or whatever. He's going to do what they tell him, because they're paying. He works for them. If he wants to keep his paycheck. That's what he's going to do. And then that becomes a point of a matter of, okay, at what point do you say, I'm not selling myself out for this bullshit anymore? Michael McAndrews, all push polling nowadays. The corrupt fuckers learn how to spin and direct the polling. I don't know. I have issue with all. I think you can find more polls that are a little more accurate and well done. But we have seen how the polling misses the mark. Michael McAndrews' history shows us there have been many frauds and misinterpretations and censoring. Hey, David Windler's here. Good to see David. David says, John, says, were we going to go for a walk in Red Rock Canyon? Hi, Roxanne. Yeah, man, I don't know. It's 118 degrees out. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that until maybe the fall, to tell the truth. I really don't feel like walking out there in 118 degree heat right now. So maybe in November. It'll be nice and cool, and the snakes will be hibernating. So I might wait till then. But thanks for the reminder, because I do want to do those Red Rock Canyon walks, but just not right now. It literally is going to be 118 degrees. It's literally going to be, I think, 112 or 113 today, which is plenty hot enough. And the forecast is we're going to have a bunch of 117, 118s, and 119s right around the bend here. And it's probably going to be that way through September. But yeah, thanks for the reminder. Keep me on it. Keep me hold me accountable to that. And I might not be doing it till maybe not November, but maybe September or October or something, when things get a little cooler. Either that, or we're going to have to do like a 5 a.m. walk, and I don't get up at 5 a.m. to tell the truth. So let's see, Mish, news about us. That is, I missed something because it skipped down here. What did Mish say? I don't know. I have to go way up so far. I can't see what I missed. I missed something. Jupiter Journey, we're crazy, but Germany going left will help us. Well, that's good news. And I heard, the Labour Party won in England, and that's a good sign. I was a little disheartened. I was reading Heather Cox Richardson, and she had a big thing in last night's her posting about Urban from Hungary. That was a little disheartening to hear about that asshole. But then to hear anything about Europe becoming a little more progressive or left or liberal is good news. There was also a headline about another thing about some liberal victories. We need to take all the victories we can, man. We need to fight this push for autocracy and dictatorship, and there's this push for basically destroying democracy. We've got to fight it with everything we got, because I don't think we want to go back to the old feudal system, do we? I know I don't. Gerald Moraine, Huntley, Brinkley. Yeah, I remember Chet Brinkley and Bob Huntley. No, Larry Huntley. No, I remember those guys. I just don't remember Huntley's name. But I remember the Huntley-Brinkley report. They were NBC. Cronkite was CBS. ABC had Joe Schmo, I believe it was. No. Yeah, but they had their big anchors, and they were on the nightly news, and, that's when news was news, right? Tim Farrell says, Sean Hannity should have been subpoenaed for Jan 6 hearings and sued for his lies. There's a lot of accountability that hasn't gone accounted for Jan 6, including people like Hannity, but also a lot of fucking people that are sitting in Congress right now that need to be held accountable for January 6th. Mish says, the news we receive feeds into the arrogant American exceptionalism. Roxanne Arfield news departments were folded into entertainment divisions because making a profit rather than following constitutional mandate of free press was more important. Yep, that's where we're at, man. And there needs to be something done to reverse that. I don't know what you do. I don't know how you do it. If the toothpaste is out of the toothpaste thingy, but maybe just watch the Trucker John show, live stream show. We get the truth out here, buddy. Nothing but the truth coming out of this pie hole. Say how says Jupiter Judy, sadly, it's Monday and ratings. Yep. That's what we've been talking about. Keith Polite still recovering from that 2022 red wave. Yeah, the big red wave of 2022. Jupiter Judy sounds smart to wait. At Trucker John, we're at 111 today. Jupiter Judy, where you at? I forget where Jupiter Judy is from. Jupiter, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Big Hook. The Biden agenda should be to get rid of the Republican rot in the government agencies. They feed the Republicans with all the ongoings, and if they are under threat of being exposed. Matthew Hannon, 5 out of 9 people agree polls are BS unless they support and reinforce my views. Michael McAndrews, we have nice summers, bad winters. Oh, yeah. You guys got some harsh winters up there, that's for sure. Big Hook, Substack. Yeah, about the Heather Cox Richardson. She's on Substack, and also I just get in my email, it just gets sent to there. And I so every night when I'm charging my car up at night after I'm done Ubering, I'm reading Heather Cox Richardson. Probably the best writer I've ever read on political things. I think she's a history expert and maybe a professor of history. I forget her credentials, but excellent writer. She's got books coming out. I can't really endorse her enough. Get her newsletter, or it's a daily thing she puts out. Heather Cox Richardson. Maybe Jolie will post a link for me. I highly recommend her. She's excellent. So detailed. She always puts her sources down. You can always check her sources. Just puts everything out so beautifully. Lays everything out, and she relates to what's happening today. She'll bring out historical facts and things and how it relates to today. It's just she's magnificent. Magnificent. Michael McAndrews says, when I was in Texas, 90 was hot. Here in Michigan, 80 is hot. Wow. Say how says Michael McAndrews, yeah, the rain was a welcome surprise last night. Yesterday was working in 90s. Now it's 74 at noon. Michael McAndrews, like for me, I have air-conditioned front seats in my truck. That's always good. Mish, TJ, all messages, just checking. Yeah, I'm on all messages. Did I skip you again? Sometimes I do skip it down a little bit because if I'm behind in the chat, if I get very behind in the chat, I want to go ahead and skip down a little bit. So if I do that, don't take it personally. It's nothing against you. If I didn't read your chat, I see something that says no jeans. I don't know. Is that what that means? No pants. Oh, no pants. Yeah, this is a no pants group. Pants are not required. David Brinkley. Gentlemen, yes, David Brinkley. That was the guy. They were a mainstay, those guys. Jupiter Judy, Mars. Jupiter's from Mars. Jupiter out something and take a left. Okay. Mish says, I guess worms for Franklin? Mealworms for Franklin? I don't know. I think Franklin's being fed pretty good the way he's growing. Before you know it, he's going to outgrow that tank. Joe Lorraine, she is a national treasure. Yep. Talking about Heather Cox Richardson. Mr. Spock, it's barbecue time. There's Jolie. Thank you so much. Heather Cox Richardson. I said cock. Heather Cox Richardson on Substack, and there's the link. You can go there and you can subscribe to her channel and get notifications if you want to. Somehow I get them. I have her on Substack, and then her daily report or whatever gets right to my Gmail account, and then every night when I'm checking my Gmails as I'm getting charged at the charger, I read that, and it's amazing. Big Hook, yeah. Heather Cox Richardson is a historical authority and does a deep dive in much the same way Rachel Maddow does. Yeah, Maddow's good too. Michael Matthews, I'm on top chat all the time. Uh-oh. Michael, you might be missing something. Might be missing something really important. Mish says, no worries. I don't mind being skipped or ignored or blocked. Mish, I'm not ignoring you, and I'm not blocking you. And I'm not intentionally skipping you. I saw your no pants thingy and your thing to Franklin. And I love you being here. I love that you're here. You're a vital, important part of this chat. Because it's you guys that make the chat interesting. I'm just the talking guy, as I think Matthew Hannon called me. I'm just talking. Steve says no one put Mish in the corner. We used to have two Mishes. What happened to our other Mish? Remember that? We had another person said they were a Mish. I know TJ just playing. All right. Michael says, are you causing trouble, Mish? Mish, you big troublemaker. No, Mish is being good. Mr. Buck, howdy. Steve, hope your day is happy. Happy. Oh, so happy. Won't you be happy, happy, happy? Big Hook. Deanne is MIA. Was Deanne the other Mish? Because I don't remember now. I don't remember. But we had someone else said that they went by Mish. My Mish. Oh, my Mish. My Mish. But anyhow, guys, yeah, we need to just make sure. Mish, Deanne was Mish too. What happened to Deanne? I hope it didn't piss her off or something. I hope it didn't chase her away. And I hope she's okay. See, I worry about you guys. When you don't show up, I'm worried about you. See, that's what happens. We get this little community, this little group. And then one of you didn't show up, and I'm like, oh my God, I hope that person's all right. Mr. Spock says, hey, at Jupiter Judy. Hey, live long and prosper, smiling. I don't know. I try to read these emojis. Keith Police says, hope the electric grid holds up under the LV heat. Me too. It's going to be a scorcher. And I just always feel sorry for the fucking homeless people. And I'm like thinking, with all the money this town has, and this, I say town because actually most of the strip, that's all unincorporated. That's not even part of Las Vegas. That's all unincorporated. But still, with all the money that's in this county or whatever the fuck it is, all the billions and billions and billions of dollars that comes in and out of this area. Could they make some fucking shelters? Could they make some fucking cooling centers or something? Because these people, they're all around. They're literally living on the goddamn street. They're living on these sidewalks, and they get fucking hot. When it's 118 degrees out, how hot is it on a sidewalk? And that's where they're living. I really would like to see Wynn and MGM and Caesars, and all these companies. These are multi-billion dollar companies. make some fucking shelters, at least. I mean, I know the homeless issue it's multi-pronged. There's a lot of to it, and I think our government needs to do more in terms of mental health care, and in terms of drug rehab, and in terms of getting people jobs. And, well, we're at low, we're doing a good job on the job part, but I think there are people that fall through the cracks, right? And they become kind of unemployable, whether it's because of mental health issues, whether it's because of drug issues, or whether it's because of domestic abuse issues, or whether it's a lack of education and training issues. But those kind of I think are the main four things. What I just said are kind of the four of the main issues that cause homelessness. We need to address those issues on a government issue, but that's what's stopping Caesar's Palace and MGM and from fucking at least putting some goddamn shelters up so people don't fucking fry. But then they'll say, if we make the shelters, then just more will come, and there'll never be enough shelters. That's why it has to be a governmental thing where we spread this help out all across the country. So if there is a good place where they can get shelter, they don't all flock here. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a heavy issue. It's a complicated issue, but and I probably have said a lot of things that might have just pissed off a bunch of you guys in the chat, but I don't know. It's a tough issue, and every time I see them, they're all around me. They're all over the place, and I just think, oh my God, how do they live out in this heat? And there needs to be something done, whether it's governmentally, whether it's through private companies, or whether it's private public, whether it's federal, county, state, whatever it is. Something needs to be done, man, to help these people, because it's horrible out there. And I just thank the good Lord above that I'm in this little shitty apartment that has a really great AC system. And I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful that I'm able to make enough money to pay my electric bill to keep this fucking AC going. So whenever I get down on myself, I should be, I'm 63 years old, and I should have been at this certain level of income or certain level, because I see other friends of mine that are my age, and I've seen how well they've done. And they're secure in their finances, they're secure in their retirement or whatever. And I see where I'm at, and I'm like below them, and I can kind of get down on myself. But then I see all the homeless people, and I'm like, well, thank God I'm not there, but I'm not that far away from it. So yeah, I know I'm just talking in circles here, but and I don't know the exact answers to it. But I see it, and I saw it as a truck driver. Every town, it's not just Vegas. I mean, every town, big city, Portland, rest in peace, Seattle, LA, even you could go to Dallas, you could go back east. You see homeless people, you see shelter, you see like on the side of roads and highways, people putting up, tarps and stuff. They're living out, in those tarps, under those tarps. It's everywhere. It's not just Las Vegas, and it's really, it's sad, man. It's really sad. Jupiter Judy says tiny home communities are the way to go. Yeah, and there are you do see little pockets of these where certain communities are doing that. And we need to have, I think, a national program. Roxanne says, it's what I have on my phone. Oh, I missed something. Greg Edmonds says, homelessness is not a people, it's a plight. All I know is it makes me sad. And I wish we could find out solutions. Jupiter City started Fund for Homeless if you really want to help. Yeah, Michael Ganges makes shaded fan cooled shelter places at the least. Yeah, exactly. Roxanne, live chat always starts out in top messages at default. Oh yeah, you have to you have to change it. But like you can see, like on mine, on the very top, it says live chat all. If yours says top, then all you do is just go to that little gear thing, push that, and then that will take you to the drop down menu, and you can change it to all chat. But Roxanne's here. Yeah, Roxanne's been here for a while. Jupiter Judy, yeah, Trucker, we are with you. Yeah, it's so sad and disheartening. But I feel kind of helpless. But that's a good idea. We can start funds, and that would help. And I know there are here in Las Vegas, there are nonprofit organizations that deal with homeless people, and they have food pantries or whatever you want to call it. I know when Bruce Springsteen was here, I guess what Bruce is doing when he goes from town to town, he always likes to pick a charity or some sort of charity or a nonprofit group to promote. And when I walked into the concert, or I guess on the way out, they were handing out these little cards. I still have the card. It has a QR code on it or whatever. You can go to that where you can make donations. And so I can only imagine they probably got a lot of people to do that from that Springsteen concert. And part of his very, very, very last song that he does after the whole E Street Band, they're gone after they've done all their encores and everything. The E Street Band, they all leave, and then Bruce came out and he does one last song, and he really does a promotion for that. For here, the group, I forget the name of it, but it was for homeless people, and he sings a special little song, and he really hits it home. He really encourages all of his fans to go to that link that's on that card that everyone got, and to donate. And so that's a great thing. There's great things that happen, but it just seems like it's never enough, It just seems like, because I literally, this apartment complex is surrounded by homeless people. And if you go, like this street on isn't too bad, but you go one street over, and there are homeless on this street, but you go one block over, and it looks like stuff I see on on Gaza or something, like stuff you see in the news. I mean, it's just horrendous. And I don't know. I just wish we could help somehow. Mr. Spock, I do like the Taliban do round up fentanyl addicts and force detox them. Yeah, right. Big Hook says Scandinavian countries have a base level of existence that they refuse. That's called that's the social safety net we always talk about. We need to have a really strong social safety net so people don't fall all the way to the floor. That's what the safety net analogy or metaphor is. Hey, Fancy's here. Never fear. Good to see Fancy. Fancy, you're late, but you're always welcome, because it's always better late than never. Better late than never. Good to see Fancy in there. We got Greg Edmond says there are dozens of different causes that make someone homeless. It's extremely complex. No, there's only the 4 that I mentioned. No, I'm just kidding. I know it is complex. I know it's complex. But there are a few that rise to the top. There might be a dozen, but they're probably the 4 that I mentioned are probably the 4 main ones. Michael Manager, should I use live chat on all podcasts? Do you mean all? Like the all? I would recommend using all if you want to see all the chats, because you have chat filter. Okay, here's your chat filter. So here's your choices: top messages or all messages. And I put it on all messages because I don't want to miss anybody. But if you put it on top, there's a chance you might miss some. So I guess it's personal preference, Fancy says, I always do so I don't miss anything, Michael. Michael says, welfare changes and cleanser types? And supremacist types did things that did not help the homeless situation since the 80s. Yeah, it always comes back to Reagan emptying out the mental institutions and all that. Mish says, I will say live chat, go to the 3 lines. It should give you a choice between top messages, all messages. Yep. Michael says, I just didn't know if live chat gave you trolls or what. No, trolls will be trolling regardless. It would be nice if they had a troll filter that would filter out the trolls, but I guess it doesn't really work that way. All right, so people just saying hi to Fancy. Good to see Fancy. I don't know, Fancy, did you make a new video on what was it? You were going to try something, and I said, oh, was it the Wham Bar? Oh, yeah, you probably haven't got the Wham Bar yet. So I guess you would have to order it from Europe or something, from England. Do they sell Wham Bars here? Where's Serinda Monkey? Where's the Serinda Monkey? He's ignoring us today. Maybe he doesn't like how I do the English accents. I don't know. Because I always do this. But yeah, you got to order I guess you got to order up a Wham Bar. I think Swindler Monkey said the raspberry was the best one. And then we need a fancy video. And we need you take a bite out of it and then show us like the inside of it. And then give us your immediate response to it. Me says that's what the no bar thing is for. I don't have one of those no bar things. Michael Brown, what does Top Chat filter out? I don't know how they determine what Top Chat is. I really don't. All I know is that if you're on Top Chat, you're not seeing the entire chat. And I don't know how they use an algorithm or how they determine what Top Chat is. I really don't know. Fancy says, no, not yet. I ordered off Amazon. So you did order one. That's awesome. Oh, that's right. It was on Amazon. So, yeah, as soon as that comes in, we'll be expecting a video. Because if it's really good, then I might order one. And then we should all buy stock in Wham Bars because it might become a big hit. Big Hook says conservatives and their bootstraps BS and the belief that welfare is enablism of laziness is just cruelty, justification to lower their taxes. It's always simple answers to complex problems. And then, and here's the kicker. When we want to send support to Ukraine, for instance, so that they don't get, massacred by Russia, then they'll say, hey, man, that money could be, used here for America first. And then you're like, okay, so you are for social programs. You are for helping people, helping the homeless, and helping the starving here in America. All right. Good to hear it. You're a social democrat. And they're like, fuck you. I think what they mean is they just want the money sent directly to them or something. I don't know what they're thinking. They're thinking like, hey, instead of sending, $60 billion to Ukraine, just send that right to my checking account. I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. Because you're like, okay, you want us to spend money here in America? Fine, let's put that on homelessness. Let's put that to people that are impoverished, people that are starving, people that are going through malnutrition, or kids that need the school lunches. No, fuck that shit. They talk out their asses, don't they? Mish says that no bar thing equals block. Oh, but that's what you would have to manually do to each person, right? Like if you see a troll, then you have to you block them. It's not like a filter, you know. Anyhow, Mr. Spock, marinated pork chops for 24 hours, yummy. Hey, there's Bonnie Agliata. Good to see Bonnie. Thanks for being here. I'll go with the blue heart. Thank you. Rose is. Well, Bonnie, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for getting into the old driver's lounge chat. Roxanne, we expect a full report, Fancy. Yes, we do. Big Hook Top Chat uses an algorithm to supposedly eliminate suspected... suspected spam and chatters who have done it in the past. But I don't think it's very reliable. Because I think I've been on Top Chat and then I haven't seen chats from people that I think are very, very reliable and not spammers. And so I don't think the algorithm is very good. Mish says, are you going to review the Wham Bars, Fancy? I hope so. Fancy says, yes, I've been told to get raspberry. Yeah, the raspberry, apparently, according to String Monkey, was the best. Pastor Bordasser, now I want pork chops. Thanks, Big Hook, was it Mr. Spock? Now we all want pork chops. Thank you very much. Pastor Bordasser, I made biscuits. Now I want biscuits and gravy. Thank you very much. Let's see here. Roxanne Onfield, yes I am. Thanks, Jupiter Judy. Oh, you're doing well. Oh yeah, I hope you're doing well too. Hope you're doing well. Michael McAndrew says, when I am always using Top Chat, it seems I don't miss much. Well, I guess you wouldn't know unless somebody says, "Hey, did you see my chat?" or whatever, and then you're like, "Oh no, I didn't see that." Oh, look, I'm on Top Chat. Mish says it's not. I was on Top Chat a few minutes ago, and Big Hook's comment was invisible. Well, we all know that Big Hook is a troll, so I'm just kidding. Fancy, biscuits. I know, now I want some biscuits. You guys, the power of suggestion, right? It is strong. Mish says, Michael, where am I at? But you wouldn't know, Michael, because you're not seeing it, laughing out loud. Bishop Spock, blueberries are almost ripe, mid-season variety, yummy. Now I want blueberries. Fancy says, Michael, you have been missing all the clever things I've been saying. There's Paul Mannion. Hello, Paul Mannion. Oh, there we go. Hello, TJ. Oh, wait. Paul doesn't like it when I do that. I better not do it. I'll just read it straight. English, American accent. Hello, TJ and fellow truckers. Been thinking about what happened last week. It seems to me that the Rupert Murdochs of this world seem to get away with everything. There. That's my new Paul Mannion voice. It seems that way, doesn't it? You keep thinking, when is Rupert Murdoch going to get his just desserts? But he just keeps rolling along and continuing to put out his shitty brand of shit. Mish says, hey now. Jupiter Judy says, Blue Heart wave America to save America. I agree. I do agree. Let's see. Big Hook says, Ukraine funding is cheap and allows us to learn what tactics worked against the Russians. They are going to bankrupt now that European countries now have other sources for natural gas and oil. Yeah, I agree. Big Hook. Fancy says he just married one of Putin's relatives. And it's funny how there's always a Russian connection. Russia has their stinky little fingers in everyone's pie. Michael McAndrews, a whole bunch of blue hearts. Mr. Spock, everybody dies eventually, the one constant in the universe. Yep, Michael McAndrews, I picked my nose one time, Mr. Spock. Okay. Alrighty then. You guys are getting heavy. Roxanne Armfield, yes, Big Hook, we are not entirely altruistic about helping. Well, no, I don't think that was the point. I didn't take that about that was Big Hook's point. I think the point is, we were talking earlier about how right-wingers, especially here, will complain about the money that we're spending on Ukraine, and yet they don't want to, and they're saying we should use that here, but then they don't really want to spend any money here either. And I think Big Hook is just pointing out that the Ukraine funding is money well spent. The money we're spending now is going to save us money in the long run if we didn't do anything. Anyhow, but yeah, I mean, you're both right. Big Hook. Hey, Trucker John, I am that asshole you like. The maple syrup Canadian bacon flavored one that keeps you annoyed. I never said you were an asshole, did I? But I do want me some maple syrup now, Canadian. I guess the Canadians make the best Canadian bacon flavored one. So now I want some of that on my biscuits. I'll put that on my biscuits. Pastor Badaster, blame Canada. What are we blaming Canada for? I don't know what we're blaming Canada for. Mr. Spock, and your brain caved in. Oh, yep. Michael says, yep. Me says, no to self, behave. Oh, behave. Bonnie Agliata, feel better now, Mike. And Mike says, yes. Big Hook, trolling. Yeah, Big Hook, the troller. But somehow gets past the algorithm. I don't know. Fancy, biscuits and syrup, yeah. I'm usually biscuits and gravy kind of guy. Or maybe if I'm not using, if it's not gravy, if it's just a side thing, I'll put jelly, some nice strawberry jam type of a deal. But hey, man, I'll put some Canadian bacon syrup on there, maple syrup. Probably just as good. Pastor Badaster, blame Canada for everything. I don't think we do that. I don't think we blame them for anything. I think Canada is a great trading partner, a great neighbor. You know, without Canada, we wouldn't have Jim Carrey. Just that alone is worth having Canada around. Roxanne says, "Oh, Mish, don't change, sweetie." Big Hook, blame Canada for giving you our best comedians and actors. Yeah, yeah, we wouldn't have Michael J. Fox, man. I mean, Gerald Moraine, strawberry rhubarb pie with vanilla ice cream, please. Oh my God, you guys are driving me nuts. As soon as I end this live stream, I'm going to go gorge out on something. Fancy says, I plan to escape there when the Nazis take over. I think you and a lot of us, yeah, we're hightailing it to Canada. Pastor Badaster, blame Canada is a South Park song. It won awards. Oh. And I've watched a lot of South Park. And now I'm remembering it. It's just jokes. All right, Pastor Disaster, it's just jokes. All right. Mr. Spock, Canada has lots of resources that the rest of the world would like to take. Like lumber. That's all you got is a bunch of trees up there. And shale oil. Mr. Spock, Canada. Oh, I read that. Fancy says it is Terrence and Phillip. Good old Terrence and Phillip. Yeah, I remember those guys. I remember them well. Anyhow, guys, with all this talk of food, now I got to go get some food. So I think it's time to end the show. Thanks, guys, for spending this time with me. I hope we, were able to, I don't know, fill the void a little bit. This time zone, this time slot. I know we're usually watching Hal and getting much more informed than today. Pastor Burdett, no, it's Kyle's mom singing it. Oh, all right. We've got a controversy here. We've got a South Park controversy. Fancy, I want one of those giant pizzas. I guess, yeah, was that what you said? It was one of the places here in Vegas. I know there was a big list of some of like the best pizza places in the country that was put out a few days ago, I guess. And Vegas made two. I think it was a top 20 or top 10, or maybe top 20. And Vegas made two. One was, I know it was Pizza Rock, which I've never gone to, and I've always wanted to go to it. It's like a chain. They have more than one Pizza Rock here. So I need to check it out. And then the other one was, I think it's called Zero. Oh shoot, what was it called? Something Zero. Zero something. Zero something. And I know where it's at though. It's right in actually like Chinatown. And they might have more than one also location here. And those made this some sort of big chef or some sort of list that's supposed to be kind of reputable or whatever. And out of all the pizza places in the country, Vegas has two of them on this. I think it's top 20. I don't think it was top 10. But anyhow, so yeah, now I want pizza. Fancy. Napoli's. Yeah, I think he said it was, someone said Napoli's. I've never heard of Napoli's. But apparently they have giant pizzas. Joel Moraine, my peace and prosperity befall you all. Okay. I guess that's a good thing. Fancy, I saw it on TV. It was huge. It was huge. I tell you, it was huge. The likes of which have never been seen. Roxanne Arfield says, congrats, Paul Mannion. Yeah, but that's one measly seat. Oh, wait. I must have missed it. Okay, Paul Mannion said, I've had a few pints. After all, it is Friday. Yeah, no more English accent for Paul Mannion. I've had a few pints. This is totally American now. After all, it is Friday night. New Labor government. The right wing has been destroyed. The only glitch is that Weasel Farage has got a seat in the House of Parliament. Twit. Thumbs up. All right. No more English accent for Paul Mannion. But Roxanne said it's only one measly seat. I'm talking about Farage. Yeah, so yeah, that was a big deal. That's a big thing, and hopefully they'll get back in the EU, if that's possible. I don't know. Mish says, "Peace and love be the reason someone smiles today. Hugs for anyone who may want or need one." Absolutely. Fancy says, "I'm snatching me one of those Mish hugs." There you go. Roxanne says, "Thank you, Gerald Moraine, who is befalling peace and prosperity." Nice. I would say thank you too. Big Hook says, Farage needs to be investigated for Russia connections, along with Boris. Mr. Spock, remember I'm rooting for you. We're all in this together. All righty. Thank you so much. We are all in this all together. Let's stand together. Canadians and Americans, Mexicans too. Let's all stand together and fight against tyranny. Mish extra for Big Hook. Jupiter Judy at Trucker John. What? I'm expecting more. Oh, there we go. When I'm not here at the doctor usually. Oh, okay. Roxanne says, thanks, Mish. Hug you back. Okay, Jupiter Judy, I hope things are going okay with you. Mr. Spock, Vulcans, laughing out loud. Oh, Vulcans. The Vulcans. Don't forget the Vulcans. They're included too. It's logical. So, Richard says that. Paul Mannion, I try not to hate anyone, but it seems to get harder. Thumbs up. England, America, heart, rainbow flag. Mish says, thank you, Fancy, and Roxanne. Fancy, don't hate. It only hurts you. All that hate's going to burn you up inside, boy. I remember that from Nevada Smith. Great Steve McQueen movie. All that hate's going to eat you up, boy. Go watch it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Big Hook, more energy. Bonnie Egliata, I'm looking at Canada, and the mist from Niagara Falls is a rainbow blast of color. They like our tourist money. Now go home. Okay. Fancy's laughing. Richard says, I hope Trump ends up in prison and the inmates have their way with him. I don't know if that was you, Richard. Somebody said that somewhere else, or I don't know if it was my chat or somebody else's chat. And my first thought was, ew, I don't even think the inmates will want anything to do with that stinky, shitty ass. You know what I mean? That might be the one thing that saves Trump from getting ass raped, is that he's just gross. Roxanne says, thanks, Red, Green, Mr. Spock. Fancy, ooh, poo-poo, diaper sex. I know. That's what I was thinking. Well, hey, some people might be into that. You know, I don't know. Anyhow, okay, guys. So let's see. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Let's aim for 11 a.m. Pacific time. I assume Hal Sparks will be doing a show tomorrow, like he is wont to do. He might be on this afternoon. I'm not sure. That's a iffy thing, as you know, he's traveling, and we'll see. We'll see if he might be on, but I'll come on tomorrow. Let's plan on meeting up again here at the old Trucker John live stream channel show at about 11 a.m. or whenever he ends the show. Hopefully he won't do like last week where he did the liver gallstone joke or whatever it is he does, the heart thing. And I thought, okay, that's the end of the show, and I went ahead and started mine. And then he went on for like another half an hour talking about, you know, music and stuff. Someone got him on a tangent. I think it might have been Mr. Spock or somebody, I don't know, but somebody got him on some tangent about music, and then he went on another half an hour. But anyhow, that's water under the bridge. Let's plan on being here around 11 a.m. or whenever, you know, Hal ends the show tomorrow. Right here on the Trucker Jan. I am now officially changing the name to Trucker Jan. No, Trucker John live stream. We'll do another live stream tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific time. I hope you guys all have a great weekend. I hope you remember in this time of our celebrating our freedom, our birth of our nation, our rebelling from a king, that we don't want to go back to that. We don't want to go back to that, and we are going to go to the ballot box and have this big, mighty blue wave, and we are going to show the maggots and the right-wingers that we're not going to put up with their shit. We want our freedoms back. They talk about taking our country back. Well, we want our fucking freedoms back. And we want our SCOTUS back. And we're taking it back in November. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Don't forget to stretch. Because you don't want to pull a hamstring.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream, this is where we win, right here on the Trucker John live stream. No, it's time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. We'll have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hasta la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. Now my whole rhyming scheme is all screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving. Who am I trying to kid? At least when I was out there driving, I could handle the skid. Doing this live stream, baby, it's been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again, right here on the Trucker John live stream. We gonna do it again and again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream, this is where we win, right here.